I'm coming in loud and clear. Might hear me on the radio. Breaker, breaker, 1-9. Anybody got their ears on?
Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains, North Carolina. Tonight, a very basic but very good little radio that I have to share with you. This is a Uniden Pro 510 XL. Now, Uniden makes some great radios. They made the Grant LT, they made the Grant XL, they made the Grant, they made the 66, the 122. I mean, they made a lot of classic radios. Now, I don't know if it's in the picture tonight, but they make the 980 SSB and the 880 AM only, and those are both great radios. This one, I'm not sure if they still make this, but I can tell you that this was a very popular radio for a great many years. The 520 and the 510 were both radios that you would see a lot of times in people's passenger vehicles, but especially in the 520, you would see a lot of dump truck drivers, or what I call local haul drivers, not long distance haulers, but local guys would buy these because they were just bulletproof. You know, you could drop them, or they would take the rigors of bouncing around on dirt roads and such. So they were good. They're good radios. Not the 510 here, not particularly complex in any way, shape, or form. No PA out feature on this one, although it does have, I think, speaker out. Yes, it does have speaker out. The power cord is connected, hardwired to the back of the unit. So if you want a longer cord, you just kind of have to splice onto it. But on the front, and let's go ahead and take a look at it. On the front, we're going to have, the only switch we got is an ANL, automatic noise limiter. So you can turn that on or off, and it does work pretty well on this. Then over here we have volume / on off, then squelch, and then last we just have our tuner, our dial. And this is a 40 channel AM only radio. And it does come with a mic, and it was not like a big mic. It was kind of their own unique mic. A lot of guys upgraded this. I was kind of surprised to see this with this, and I picked this up at a ham fest for $5. And that's kind of, before I even turn this thing on, what I want to talk to you about is that a lot of times radios like this get passed over, and I briefly mentioned it in my Hamfest Part 2 video, but for $5, this is a great way to get future radio enthusiasts into the hobby. So if you can pick up a few of these and scatter them amongst the neighborhood, you know, if you have kids in the neighborhood that, you know, are teenagers or whatever and think they might be interested in radio, well, here's a way for $5 for a very small investment to set them up with something to get them started. They get hooked on that, they go out, they buy a better radio, and the next thing you know, they're talking on ham. So something to consider. I give a lot of the radios that I come across that are, you know, $5 to $7 is where I always tell my wife, if I see a radio for $5 to $7, it's an AM radio. I really don't care. I like $3 if it's a 23 channel, $5 to $7 if it's a 40 channel, or if it's a fancy one, maybe 10. But oftentimes that's the going price for a radio like this. Now you're going to pay more for something like this on eBay, but you have to take into account shipping and the amount of time it takes to get it all ready and all the rest, as opposed to some dude throwing it down on the table at a yard sale and saying $5. So anyway, let's go ahead and turn this on. This one's not perfect. You know, when you're talking about a radio that's got probably 20, 25 years on it, that's not unusual. The little LEDs, some of the little filaments are burned out, so you don't get all of them lit up, but you can still figure out what channel you're on very easily. But I'll go ahead and turn it up. Got hooked to the Antron tonight. Actually, this afternoon. I'm finally making a video during the daytime. And squelch works pretty well. You can see the bottom filament on the 2 is out. And you can see there is a digital bar graph, and there was actually somebody talking there a second ago. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a radio check. Don't want to interrupt. It's real hard to make out. Let's try it. Brake channel for a radio check. Brake channel for a radio check. You'll notice when I keep down, we do have a transmit light and a SWRF light going off, so they're signal reflected power cell. Not hearing me, but I'm hearing them. We'll go through and see if we can hear anybody else. That was definitely local chatter. Got somebody on 21. Brake channel for a radio check, brake channel for a radio check. We'll try 19, then I'll turn it back off. Brake channel for a radio check, brake channel for a radio check. Nothing. Well, sideband skip is rolling like crazy. Not a lot of AM activity in the middle of the day here, but that's okay. We did get to hear 2 conversations anyway. So there it is. It's not a whole lot to show off. I guess I didn't show close-ups, but here's a close-up of the front. And here's a close-up of the side. And here is a close-up of the rear. So yeah, you know, the Uniden Pro 510 XL, is it something that I would go out of my way to place into the inventory? No, because it doesn't hold any special place in my heart. It's a fairly basic radio. But is it durable? Yeah, you know, this thing's got to be at least 20, maybe 25 years old. Still working. Yeah, it's not flawless, but it got it where it counts. The finals are still working, so I'm able to transmit. The knobs and buttons aren't all scratchy, so that's a good sign. And yeah, for the person that's going to end up with this thing, it'll make a great first radio. I guess that'll do it for tonight, my friends. I'm Eric, and I hope you enjoyed this video. But if you did, perhaps, I never ask this anymore, maybe you'll think about liking and subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Take care.